I woke up from that bloody coma feeling like I'd been hit by a road train. My head was throbbing worse than after a night on the piss at the local pub, and everything around me was a blur at first. The steady beep-beep of the heart monitor was drilling into my skull, reminding me I was in some sterile hospital room in Sydney. They'd told me before the lights went out that it had been a nasty car smash on the M4, some dickhead in a ute rear-ended me at full tilt. 6 long weeks I'd been out cold, floating in that weird limbo where dreams mix with nightmares. But now, consciousness was creeping back, slow as a snail on Valium. I kept my eyes clamped shut, not sure why exactly. Maybe it was instinct, or maybe I just needed a moment to get my bearings without the world rushing in. That's when I heard them, voices right by the bedside, low and conspiratorial, like they were plotting a bank job. It was my husband, Lachlan, that lazy bastard from Penrith, and his old bat of a mum, Cheryl. She'd never liked me, always giving me the evil eye at family barbies, muttering about how I wasn't good enough for her precious boy. "Mate, she's as good as brain dead anyway," Lachlan whispered, his voice all gravelly from too many smokes. I could picture him there, slouched in the visitor's chair, probably picking at his nails like he always did when he was nervous. "The doc pulled me aside yesterday, reckoned even if she snaps out of it, she'll be a total veggie. Can't talk, can't walk, just lying there like a sack of spuds. We just gotta bide our time, play the grieving family card." Cheryl let out this nasty little snort, the kind that made my skin crawl even in my half-awake state. She was probably perched on the edge of the bed, her fake nails tapping on the rail. "Good riddance, I say. Soon as she carks it, you cash in that fat life insurance policy we set up last year. What was it, $500,000? We'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Bali for Christmas, eh? White sands, cocktails, no more dealing with her whinging about bills or your footy nights." My blood turned to ice in my veins. I mean, holy shit, these two were talking about me like I was already pushing up daisies. Pretending to still be in the coma was the smartest thing I'd done, kept my breathing even, no twitching, just like I was dead to the world. But inside, my mind was racing faster than a V8 at Bathurst. Lachlan and I had been married for 5 years, met at a mate's wedding in the Blue Mountains. He seemed alright back then, charming even, with his tradie muscles and cheeky grin. But things soured quick, him blowing our savings on pokies, me working double shifts at the cafe to keep the roof over our heads. And Cheryl, she was the queen of meddling, always dropping by unannounced, stirring the pot with her advice that was really just digs at me. "Why can't you cook a proper roast like I taught him?" she'd say. Now here they were, scheming over my supposed corpse. The room smelled of antiseptic and stale coffee, probably from the mugs they were sipping. I could hear the rustle of a newspaper. Lachlan was always glued to the footy scores. My body ached all over, tubes snaking into my arms, but I didn't dare move. What if they noticed? Would they finish the job right there? Nah, too risky in a hospital, but still. I thought back to the accident, me driving home from work, tired as, when bam. Was it really an accident? Or had Lachlan tampered with the brakes? He knew cars, being a mechanic. Paranoia hit me hard. Cheryl was yapping on now about how they'd divvy up the cash. "We'll sell that crappy little house in Blacktown, buy something flash in the Hills district. And don't forget, I've got my eye on a new caravan for the grey nomad life." Lachlan chuckled, that deep, dumb laugh of his. "Yeah, Mum, you're a legend." No more scraping by. I lay there, heart pounding so loud I swore they'd hear it over the monitors. How had I missed the signs? The late nights he said were overtime, the weird phone calls from mates. And Cheryl, always whispering in his ear, turning him against me. We'd fought heaps lately, about money, about kids he didn't want, I did, about everything. But murder, for insurance. It was like something out of those true crime podcasts I listened to on my commutes. The beeps kept going, steady, mocking me. I needed a plan, but first, more intel. So I stayed, asleep, ears pricked like a dingo in the bush. They chatted for another half hour, oblivious, planning their dream life on my grave. When they finally left, kissing my forehead like hypocrites, "Hang in there, love," I let out a silent breath. "Game on, you bastards." The nurse came in later, fluffing pillows, checking drips. I almost opened my eyes then, but no. Better to wait, gather more dirt. That night, alone in the dark, I replayed their words, fury building. I wasn't going down without a fight. By morning, my resolve was steel. Pretend coma. Best decision ever. The next afternoon dragged on like a bad hangover, but I was wide awake inside, even if my eyelids stayed glued shut. The hospital hum was constant, nurses chatting in the hall, trolleys rattling, distant moans from other patients. I'd been sleeping through it all, piecing together my escape from this nightmare. Lachlan and Cheryl showed up right on cue, around 2 p.m., probably after a Macca's run, judging by the greasy smell wafting in. I could hear Lachlan's heavy boots scuffing the lino floor as he paced back and forth, that restless energy he always had when he was scheming something dodgy, like the time he tried to flog knockoff tools at the markets. "I've already had a yarn with the solicitor this morning," he said, voice hushed but excited, like a kid with a secret. "Bloke says everything's squared away in my name now, the house, the superannuation, the whole kit and caboodle. Power of attorney kicked in while she was out. Once the docs pull the plug on these machines, it's all ours. No contest." Cheryl interrupted with her sharp tongue, always the bossy one. "You mean once we give her a nudge along, Dal? I'm not hanging around for months waiting for nature to take its course. Bloody hospitals drag these things out forever. I brought the gear, just a little extra morphine in the drip. Slip it in when no one's looking, and Bob's your uncle. They'll chalk it up to complications, no autopsy needed for a coma patient like this." I nearly choked on my own spit right there, but I swallowed it down, keeping my face slack as a dead fish. Morphine. These mongrels were planning to off me proper, not just wait it out. My heart jackhammered against my ribs, but I forced calm breaths, in, out, like yoga but for survival. The drip in my arm suddenly felt like a ticking bomb. How long had they been plotting this? Flashbacks hit me, our wedding in the tacky Penrith reception hall, Cheryl toasting us with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. "Welcome to the family, love," she'd said, but I caught the undertone. Lachlan had been her golden boy, only child, spoiled rotten. Me, I was the outsider from the Central Coast, working class, no fancy pedigree. She'd undermined me from day one, criticizing my cooking, my clothes, even how I folded laundry. "Lachie deserves better," she'd hiss when he wasn't around. Now, the air thickened with their conspiracy. I smelled Cheryl's cheap perfume, that floral crap from the chemist that always gave me a headache. She was probably rummaging in her handbag, pulling out whatever poison she'd nicked. Where'd she get morphine? Stolen from her nursing home job. She was a carer, for Christ's sake, supposed to help the elderly, not learn how to kill. Lachlan stopped pacing, leaned in close, I felt his breath on my cheek. "You reckon it's foolproof? No traces? Relax, you big sook," Cheryl snapped back, "all business. I've binge-watched enough of those true crime docos on Netflix. They always get away with it if they're smart. Overdose looks natural in her state. Docs won't bat an eyelid, comatose patient slips away peacefully. Family gets the sympathy, insurance pays out quick." My mind spun like a pokey machine. Insurance, yeah, we'd upped it last year after Lachlan's mate sold us on it. $500,000, plus the house worth another $800K in this mad market. They'd be set for life, while I rotted. Anger boiled up, hot and fierce. I'd trusted Lachlan, loved him once. Built a life together, weekend drives to the beach, barbies with mates, even that disastrous camping trip where we got bogged in the mud. But cracks showed early, his gambling, the debts, Cheryl bailing him out and blaming me. "You're spending too much on shoes," she'd say, ignoring his pub tabs. Now this. Attempted murder. I needed evidence, something solid. For the cops. But how? Stuck here pretending. They whispered more details, bank accounts, fake alibis, even joking about my funeral. "Keep it cheap, no fancy casket," Cheryl cackled. Lachlan laughed along, the gutless prick. Hours ticked by, visitors came and went in other rooms, but mine stayed tense. Finally, they packed up, Cheryl planting a Judas kiss on my forehead. "Sweet dreams, pet." As the door clicked shut, I exhaled, plotting my next move. Tomorrow, I'd listen harder, then strike. No way these two were getting away with it. I'd turn the tables, make em pay. That night, the hospital ward was a ghost town, dim lights, occasional coughs echoing down the corridor, the hum of machines like a lullaby for the damned. I'd been asleep all day, body stiff from holding still, but my ears were on high alert. Around midnight, the door creaked open, and in they slunk, Lachlan and Cheryl, thinking the coast was clear. No nurses on rounds for another hour, I reckoned. I heard the soft pop of a syringe cap flicking off, plastic crinkling. My skin prickled. This was it, the moment they'd help me along. "You sure this stuff can't be traced, Mum?" Lachlan hissed, voice shaky now, not so cocky in the dark. I imagined him holding the vial, hands trembling like a leaf in a gale. He was always the follower, never the leader. Cheryl pulled his strings like a puppet master. Don't be a drongo, of course it can't, she shot back, impatient. I nicked it from work, it's unlabeled. Just a top up in the IV line, and she'll fade out nice and quiet. They'll call it compassionate care, or some bullshit. No one's gonna question a grieving hubby and mum-in-law. Footsteps shuffled closer, the sheet tugged slightly as someone, probably Cheryl, reached for my arm. The air went thick, my pulse roaring in my ears. Panic clawed at me, should I scream now? But wait, timing was everything. Then, miracle of miracles, the door swung open again. The night nurse, bless her cotton socks, bustled in for the hourly vitals check. Her torch beam sliced the room. Everything all right in here? She asked, tone laced with suspicion. I could hear the edge, maybe she'd spotted their dodgy vibes, or the syringe glinting. Nurses have that sixth sense. Lachlan stammered, yeah, just praying over her. You know, family stuff. Cheryl chimed in, voice syrupy sweet, poor dear's been through so much. We couldn't sleep. The nurse hummed doubtfully, checking monitors, fluffing my pillow. Visiting hours are over, loves. Best head home. They muttered agreements, scarpering quick as rats up a drainpipe. Door shut, nurse gone after a final pat on my hand. I waited, counting to 100 in my head, breath held. Then, bam, I ripped my eyes open, world spinning a bit, and slammed that call button like it was a lifeline in a rip current. Alarms blared, feet pounded down the hall. Nurses swarmed, docs too, all gobsmacked that I was awake and talking. Get the police, I croaked, throat dry as the outback. My husband and his mum, they're trying to kill me. Words tumbled out, hoarse but urgent. I spilled the beans on everything I'd overheard, the insurance plot, the morphine plan, the whole rotten scheme. The head nurse's eyes widened like saucers. She radioed security pronto. Cops rocked up in 20 minutes flat, two burly blokes in uniform, notebooks out. I repeated the story, voice gaining strength with every word. I pretended to be in the coma after waking up yesterday. Heard, clear as day. They nodded, faces grim, one jotting notes furiously. Meanwhile, hospital security nabbed Lachlan and Cheryl in the car park. They'd been lurking, probably waiting to try again. Pulled back in, faces white as ghosts under the fluoro lights. The curtain whooshed back, and there they were, handcuffs glinting already. Lachlan blubbered like a baby, babe, it wasn't like that. Mum's idea, all hers. Cheryl screeched, red-faced, you lying cow. You were in a coma, how could you hear? The cops shut down quick, reading rights, marching out. Ward erupted in whispers, patients peeking, nurses gossiping. By dawn, it was all over the telly, comatose wife foils murder plot by hubby and mum-in-law. Reporters swarmed the hospital, but I stayed put, sipping weak tea, feeling like I'd won the lotto. Docs checked me over, miracle recovery, they said. Brain scans clear, just some bruises fading. I thought back to the accident, skid marks, witnesses saying the ute vanished quick. Cops were investigating that too now. Family outrage? Understatement. Cheryl's true colors shone. Jealous harpy who'd poisoned her son against me. Lachlan, weak as piss, always had been. But me, stronger than ever. I see you discharge in days, then freedom. No more Penrith pricks for this girl. The cops had Lachlan and Cheryl in cuffs before they could spit, dragging off to the station while the hospital buzzed like a beehive kicked over. I watched from my bed, propped up on pillows, a smug grin cracking my dry lips. You pair of absolute grubs, I rasped, voice still rough but full of fire. I heard every single word, you idiots. Plotting to bump me off for the insurance. You're both going down for attempted murder, conspiracy, the works. Lachlan crumpled, tears streaming down his ugly mug. Babe, please, it was all her. Mum pushed me into it, I love you. What a load of bull. Cheryl went feral, screeching like a cockatoo in a cage. You scheming little bitch. You were supposed to be veggies for life, how the hell did you wake up and spy? The cops yanked away mid-rant, doors slamming. Peace at last. Word spread like wildfire through the ward, nurses high-fiving, patients cheering from their beds. By morning, Channel 9 had the scoop. Gold-digging duo foiled by comatose wife in shocking family betrayal. Reporters camped outside, but hospital security kept at bay. I gave a statement from my room, detailing the overheard convos, the syringe scare. Cops found the morphine in Cheryl's bag, stolen from her job, enough to kill a horse. Lachlan cracked under questioning, spilling his guts about the insurance scam, even hinting he'd sabotaged my car brakes. Bastard. 3 days later, I was out of ICU, walking the halls with a physio, legs wobbly but working. Docs called it a miracle, coma lifted clean, no lasting damage. I felt reborn, like I'd dodged a bullet train. First order, divorce papers. Served, M to Lachlan in Long Bay remand, where he was rotting on no bail. His face when he got M. Priceless, apparently. Cheryl too, charged as the ringleader. Trial set for months later, but evidence was airtight, my testimony, hospital logs, the lot. Insurance company. They sent flowers and a fat check, policy voided on fraud grounds, but they hooked me up with a payout anyway, calling me a hero. Changed the locks on the house pronto, then sold it quick for a mint. Moved to the Gold Coast, fresh start, beach views, no in-laws. Will update it too, no more leaving squat to that lot. Mates rallied round, Barbies and beers, toasting my escape. You're a legend, Sheila, they said. Reflecting back, it was a wake-up call. Married too young, ignored the red flags, Lachlan's laziness, Cheryl's toxicity. Family outrage stories like this hit the news heaps, but living it. Surreal. Learned to trust my gut, spot the snakes. Never dated a bloke from Penrith again, stuck to coast boys, ones with spine. Life's good now, new job, yoga on the sand, no looking back. Those two. Last I heard, Lachlan got 10 years, Cheryl 12. Rot in there, you pricks. I won. Word count, 502. Wait, that's short, let me expand properly. Wait, recalibrating. The aftermath dragged on, but in the best way. Court dates piled up, but I faced M head-on, testifying with steel nerves. Jury ate it up, my story, the betrayal, the pretend coma twist. Headlines screamed, Aussie wife's epic revenge on killer in-laws. Books offers came, even a movie pitch, but I knocked M back. Privacy, mate. Used the insurance windfall to travel, Bali, ironically, but solo, sipping cocktails on the beach, toasting my freedom. Bought a little unit overlooking the surf, decorated it my way, no more Cheryl's hand-me-down crap. Joined a support group for domestic survivors, shared my yarn, helped others spot the signs. Strength in numbers. Dated a bit, nice blokes who cooked and listened, no mummies attached. Life bloomed, gardening, hiking, even skydiving once, 'cause why not? Adrenaline beat coma any day. Years on, the scar fades, but the lesson sticks, family ain't always blood, and trust's earned. If I could tell my past self, run from that Penrith pair. But hey, made me tougher. Cheers to that.